Okay, so I had like one more thing that I really wish I would have shared and I didn't. And I was going to let it go, but I just couldn't. So sorry, Hannah, I had to jump back on here. It's a two-part video. But I wanted to talk to you guys about believing in yourself and setting goals. I talked in my other video just now about being a yellow and those labels that we have as a yellow. And I have to say that some of that, me thinking in the beginning that I was not a quote unquote rock star, didn't have those qualities, really did a lot for my mindset. And I can tell you that my personal mindset held me back in this business for a long time. And so if you feel that way, if you feel like you're not one of those girls, you're not one of those girls that makes leaders boards, you're not one of those girls that has high PV, has the most ambassadors, you're not one of those girls that's ever going to be on a company leaders board that comes out, like that's just not you. I'm here to tell you that it can be, because for the longest time, I didn't think that that was me either. I just didn't think that I had what it took. But I can tell you, as long as I thought I didn't have what it took, I didn't. And I didn't make those things. When I started shifting my mindset in my business and in working and caring about other people and doing some of those things that I just talked about in my last video, and I started to see some results, that's when I began to visualize and see and even kind of think and dream about setting goals of being on that top 10 PV list that Emily puts out, and kind of, doing some of those things. And when I started setting those goals, to absolutely always have $500 PV every single month, I started reaching them. I could see myself attaining that. Then I started setting goals of absolutely always having $1,000 PV every single month. When I started visualizing myself reaching those things, setting those goals, and working hard to get them, they became a lot more attainable. You guys, if this stay-at-home mama, depression history, anxiety girl, postpartum depression, I had postpartum depression when I started this, whole hot mess, introvert, super yellow, can do it. If I can get to a point, and I don't say this to brag, and it's so totally even weird to talk about. It's so totally weird to talk about like myself in any way when it comes to this, but you guys, this last week, I was on a company-wide leaders board out of 600,000 ambassadors for adding the most preferred customers. I was number 16 in the top 20 of the company. Never, 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 never in a million years did I ever think that that would be me. But I put my head down. I started working my little tail off. Actually, it's kind of big tail off. And when I started setting those small goals, like I said, working up to this $500 PV, to $1,000 PV, you guys, the first time that I made a leaders board that Emily put out, and I was in her top 20 PV for R&T Rockstars, it totally rocked my world, and I honestly made a goal of being on that board every single month. And this past month, I was number one. Not only was I the top of Emily's PV list, I was the top of Kelly Lee's PV list, which is one of our bigger teams. And that, you guys, literally made me cry. And sorry, not only because I changed my mindset and I believed in myself enough to make that goal happen, which is huge. It's huge, huge, huge for me. But making those lists when it comes to customers, it's one thing to be able to add a whole bunch of people to your team, but for me personally, having that high PV, having those large amounts of preferred customers, it's a direct reflection of people trusting me with their needs and me doing a good job of taking care of them. And people trusting me with their health and wellness needs means far more to me than any of the rest. And so I wanted to say that to say, if I can do it, you can do it. I wanted to encourage you, but I wanted to say that it starts with you. You've got to find your motivation within yourself. You have got to figure out what goals you want to reach. You have to set goals. You have to write them down. You have to track them, and even just start small. Yellows, like we're not typically huge goal setters, so start with small goals. I love Consistency Club. The Consistency Club is a small monthly goal that you can set each month, and it's a really great way to consistently work your business. So start somewhere small. reach those goals and start visualizing yourself setting those larger goals. And before you know it, you will be on PV leaderboards, you will be on preferred customer added leaderboards, whatever you want to call that list. I didn't even know what list it was. I just was excited I saw my name on it. And you'll be earning things like Leaders Retreat. Never in a million years did I think that any of that would be me, but it started with me believing myself and setting those goals. And if I can do it, you can do it. So sorry for the 2-part video, but I really just had to throw that in and share that with you guys.